Good evening, I'm Dick Brennan.
I'm Dana Tyler. Alice Gaynor is off tonight. Welcome to the news at 9. Tonight, a slight change in the plan to prevent Ebola from spreading in the U.S.
Under new CDC guidelines, people who travel from West Africa will be observed under new risk categories. Meantime, the nurse who threatened a lawsuit after a forced quarantine was released from a hospital in Newark today.
In New York, the test came back negative for a little boy rushed to Bellevue Hospital with a fever. He remains in isolation at the hospital. TV 1055's Tracy Carrasco live at Bellevue with more. Tracy?
Now, those negative test results are only preliminary. That little boy will have to undergo several other tests. This comes as Bellevue's hospital's ICU will start moving patients from their ICU down the street to NYU Langone Medical Center to free up staff to help fight Ebola here in New York City. Cell phone video from a neighbor shows the 5-year-old boy wrapped in protective gear getting wheeled out of his Bronx apartment building Sunday night, brought to Bellevue Hospital by ambulance. The child returned to the U.S. Saturday night after visiting family in the Ebola-stricken country of Guinea. His mom called for help after he came down with a 103-degree fever. But by Monday night, the boy's preliminary test results came back negative.
They do a number of protocols as a matter of control.
This quick response comes just days after Governors Andrew Cuomo and Chris Christie imposed a mandatory 21-day quarantine for anyone arriving in New York and New Jersey from West Africa. That's if they've treated or come in contact with Ebola patients, but even if they are asymptomatic.
You could say, I am being overcautious. I would rather be in this situation a little overcautious. And I think all New Yorkers feel the same way. You don't want to make a mistake with this.
No matter what you do, there will be critics, and you don't worry about that. You worry about doing what's right for the people you represent.
The governor is taking some flack for their policy.
If he knew anything about Ebola, he would know that asymptomatic people are not infectious.
Possibly their harshest critic, Nurse Casey Hickox, the first to be quarantined at a New Jersey hospital on Friday after returning from Sierra Leone. Hickox treated Ebola patients and called her isolation inhumane. On Monday, Hickox left the hospital in this black SUV, released from hospital quarantine after testing negative for the virus.
I think this is an extreme that is really unacceptable, and I feel like my basic human rights have been violated.
CDC Director Thomas Frieden worries the measures taken by Christie and Cuomo go too far. He announced a new set of safety guidelines on Monday, which increased the level of protection by outlining 4 different levels of exposure and outlined different public health actions that can be taken for each of those levels of exposure, ranging from voluntary home quarantine to self-monitoring. Now, Dr. Craig Spencer, New York's first Ebola patient, is still in isolation here. He is in serious but stable condition and continues to receive antiviral treatment. We're live tonight on the east side. Tracy Carrasco, TV 1055.
All right, Tracy, thank you.